Hello everybody, this is Etho and welcome to another episode. Tell you what, I get 10 cool points if I can walk through this. Deal? Alright, we got a deal. Come on, I can do it. It's got time just right. And, okay, next time this cart goes... Oh, I made it! This is not to be trifled with. This is a very delicate operation. Don't you just love that pattern? That is amazing. I think it'll blow up if I change just one of these fences. I think. Let's change this one. Maybe not. Give it time. Give it time. Okay, let's try change this one. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, and it's gone. Woo! Alright, so a new snapshot has come out. I'm rocking the 09A snapshot now. It's mostly a bug fix one, but there was some improved support for entities working together. Like if you're in a minecart and you leave the game and come back, you're still in the minecart instead of out of it now. That kind of thing. And one of the bug fixes that has a big effect on me is they fixed it so that hoppers always update comparators now, I believe, when an item passes through. So that was the problem we were having last episode. And we can try this out. Before it was like kind of hit and miss, where it would detect the item here. Now it seems to work every single time, which is awesome. You see the junction switching. Haven't had it fail once yet. I did have a little bit of trouble though. I don't know if it was due to the snapshot or if I just didn't notice it before, but this cart was picking up more than one item sometime, and I fixed that by just adding an extra delay on this repeater before I had it at 1. If I switch it to... If I have it at 2, it doesn't seem to have that problem. But if we have it at 1 like it is now, if we do this enough times, I'm sure we'll see it fail. Or not. Come on. Fail. There we go, yeah. So the time before it picked up 2 items, so this was at 17. And when we threw one in now, it brought it back up to 18, this first number. Oop. Alright. But as it is now, we're still having one problem with it that I haven't quite figured out a solution to. When the hopper minecart passes by, it sometimes doesn't drop off the items still. I've even slowed it down quite a bit here, more than I would like, and it still has issues. Like, the junction didn't switch that time because the item didn't go to the hopper down here. Most of the time, though, like, it's much better than it was last episode. Most of the time, it does work. Try it one more time. Have faith that it will work this time. There we go. Yeah. I'm finding most of the time it works now. I'll probably just have to slow it down a little bit more and all should be good. But other than that, new in the snapshot, they also added one more option with smooth lighting. You have the choice of off, minimum, and maximum. Before it was this on and off. Now, I don't really know what the difference is between minimum and maximum, though. It looks pretty much the same to me. Maybe if we go in a cave, we'll see it better. Okay. Maximum. I can't tell the difference. Minimum. It probably just smooths it out a little bit more. Yeah. There's a lot of mobs here. Let's just check this out. Whew. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot. Oh man. That's how you enter a cave. Oh man, skeleton. Skeleton. Must not be able to get here. Sounds like... Oh, there's a room there too. I see. Whew. I would love to find like some more spawners around this area, because this is near my man cave, and there's a few caves I haven't explored here, it seems. That cave dead-ended pretty quick, I'm afraid. I only used like 15 torches to light it all up, so not much there. But I got this thing here to show you guys. I thought this was pretty cool, and I'm gonna give you like a water challenge or a water puzzle here. Can you figure out how I did this? I'm not gonna give you the answer. Try it out yourselves and see if you can replicate it, because this is pretty cool. All right, have fun with that. Okay, everybody, I got another thing I want to show you here. This is just a really simple redstone trick you might find useful. With these new comparators, there's a common problem I see people trying to work out, and like we have these different length redstone signals now that come up often, and you might want something to happen if the signal gets, let's say, 3 blocks down the line here, but if it goes beyond that, you don't want that thing to happen, right? So if you just use a repeater or branch the signal off from there, you can see it's 4 blocks down. It's past where we want to do the check, and this is still powered, so we don't want that. We want that to be off. So I've seen people use like locking repeaters and things like that to do it. But a really simple thing I found is you get a redstone torch first, then the repeater, and another torch there. Connect the wire together, and that's it. So let's just put a note block here so we can get a better idea what's going on. So now with that one down, it goes 2 blocks, 3 blocks, and that's when we want it to activate, right? But then we don't want it to activate at 4 blocks. So let's, we're down to 2. Let's go to 4. And that will happen when we flip this up. Oh, that's 3. 4. Alright, so it's gone beyond there. And this repeater just basically cancels the signal out because they have the same tick, and it keeps this powered. So we can do a range check basically with this. Like even if we want something to happen from 3 to 3, 4, 5, 6, we can do it this way too. And yeah, just a simple thing. So if you want stuff to happen in a certain range, that's how you can do it. And here's just an example of when that might come up. Like jukeboxes, if you put a comparator next to them, different records will send out different lengths of a signal now. So the gold record, for example, it only goes 1 block, while, what's this one? Mellow high will go all the way up to here. And I got these checkers set up. Watch what happens when you put different records in this. So you can use these records as a key system, basically. Gold record, only this one came on. That torch is still off. Put in the other one, only that torch came on. This one never flickered or anything. Okay, maybe let's work on Wilson for a few minutes this episode too, because poor guy, he's so sad. Look at that. He's been neglected lately, I hate to say it. One big problem I'm having now is my redstone supply. It has run dry once again. Uh, very, very close to being all out. I'll have to go caving some more. But I was looking at the pet project plan, and I think we'll focus on hunger right now. Pet needs to be fed frequently. Hunger drains at a constant rate. Hunger can be replenished with various meals and snacks. So, I was thinking about it. This is actually going to be pretty complicated, so we're going to simplify it as much as we can. We're only going to have one type of meal and one type of snack. And also, when we feed him, we can give him medicine if he gets sick. So that's a third item. I think the best thing to use for that is going to be golden apples. I would like to give him potions to make them better, but there's no real way of detecting them. There is, but it's kind of complicated. And then finally, a fourth effect is if we give him something he can't digest, like if we give him a piece of cobble, it's going to go into a storage chest at the very end of a line and have some minor negative effect on him. Let's dig this out a little bit. How close are we to this other wiring? Space is going to be an issue. Okay. Now, I think the easiest way to do it would be just to have a water stream here. We throw stuff instead of throwing it into a hopper. So we might do that. Water stream, and then it's going to run over top of hoppers. So there'll probably be one here. The issue is we have to detect when an item enters into it, and that's a little tough. We got to basically do what we did at that minecart junction we're working at, where we set up a storage minecart underneath each of these hoppers that we set up. Let's make it go this way. We'll have a power rail and a storage minecarts. Okay, and it's just going to bounce back and forth, so we'll have that there. That there. We'll need a solid block here. Okay, this will be powered, this rail. Let's just put that there. So when something enters into this, we need it to make this cart move, and then I guess this cart's gonna have to... Well, no, it doesn't have to drop stuff off, does it? No. Just needs to hold it. But then when we gotta set up like 4 of these hoppers, I'll just try to wrap my head around this for a second. This is gonna be tough. And I tell you one thing about like all these new redstone gadgets we have, it's so much tougher to manage your inventory because there's just so many new items. Like you got comparators, you got there's a new type of rail, there's these hoppers, there's droppers, there's like now if you do redstone stuff, a lot of times you need minecart stuff you need to bring with you, so you better have a storage room nearby, otherwise it's going to be a pain to get anything done. You'll have to go back and forth so many times. This might actually not be too bad to do. One thing I forgot about those, we'll be doing stuff with these ports as well, so we want to try build away from these as much as we can. So we're going to go this way towards Wilson's face here and hopefully not run into anything. And as far as how to wire this, it won't be super complicated. I think we just need like a comparator on this side. It infringes on this one a little bit. I hope, like I don't know what I'm putting here yet is the problem. Okay, maybe we'll just get rid of this for now. We're gonna do it so if the signal goes 2 blocks, then oops, then it's going to tell this minecart to come pick up whatever's in the hopper, and it's going to pick up one item. So run this down like this, and a repeater. Carry the signal further, and that is going to power this track, which will make the minecart move. So we'll do this. Ooh. And that. I think that'll work. And then we just need to power this. Okay. That's everything, right? Let's try it out. We'll put cobblestone in here. So it should be fine up to 22 items. Signal only goes one block, and then if we put one more in, excellent. But it picked up 2 items. That's the problem. We'll have to change this just a little bit so it doesn't do that. Oops. Although this looks like the same setup I had before. I guess maybe just I did raise the track on the other one. Like I made it come up like that. Maybe that's the difference. And I kind of need this to be just 2 blocks wide so we can tile 4 of these together. Alright, I saw we got a big slime coming here. I'm just curious if this is still working. Here he comes. And see ya, sucker. Ha ha ha. That's a lot of. Whoa, what's making all the particle effects? That was weird. I think I'm gonna have to downgrade my snapshot. This one's not running so good. Only getting 24 frames at the moment. And I did switch to minimal or minimum smooth lighting. Some people are telling me it's the same as like what was it? The 04A works good for me, but like beyond that, the frame rate's pretty crummy. And I heard that minimum is the same as the 04A, but I don't think it is. Don't think it runs as well. But yeah, this is it. We got it. This is all of this here is just to detect what food we give Wilson. It doesn't actually do anything yet. We have to connect wires from each of these now and connect them to the different variables to cause whatever we want to happen. And that's where things get more tricky. So this, I'm scared to make it any more complicated than this, because this is just going to be a huge amount of wiring from these like 3 or 4 different options alone. But what we're going to do, I think his main meal or food of choice is going to be steak. So we can get that ready for steak. Okay, so if we throw in one more, if we feed him, there we go. So it should always just pick up 1. Pretty sure. Yeah. Well, I guess even if it does pick up 2, it doesn't matter. Oh no, yeah, it does matter. Never mind. I had to like alternate these a little bit. They're not exact copies of each other just because of the way the wiring worked out. But you can see the wire travels 2 blocks, then it gets to a repeater set at 2, and then it goes to the power rail. If I did that in between 2 of these power rails, one wire would activate both of them, so I kind of had to separate them. So like this wire, for example, it doesn't power this one at all. It goes up here and then powers it that way. This one powers it to the right here from that block, and so on and so forth. So what we're gonna do, cookies, I'm gonna make his snack of choice. Cookies seem like a good snack for Wilson. Is that how you do it? Yeah. Oh, and they're cheap. Look at that. So these will recover his hunger a little bit. They'll add quite a bit to weight, and then also add to happiness a bit as well. Okay, so we'll give him cookies for his second one here. And again, if this gets beyond 22, Minecraft will come and pick it up. And then like all the stuff I feed him will get stored in these chests. And it'll be cool, like if he dies, if our pet dies, we can come here afterwards and just see how much we fed him over time, and kind of be like a stat report afterwards. This one, oh yeah, this one's for medicine. If he gets sick, we gotta give him medicine, and golden apples are what I chose for that. And I made a bunch of them here. Medicine. There we go. And finally, this is like our junk one. Like if we feed him anything that he can't process. Oh, why did it do that? It went on just one item. That was weird. Did I put the full stack in? Maybe I did that. Now I did. Yeah, we'll just put a stack of stuff there. So if a junk item goes into this one, like for example rotten flesh, that should always get pulled out of the first slot. These ones will never get picked up. And then there's plenty of space in there for different unique items, so that'll be fine. And then what we're going to do is we'll just run a water stream above each of these hoppers, like so. And be very careful not to let the water pour into this wiring, because there's a lot here. Ooh. All right. And that's about it for the food detection system. There's quite a bit to it actually. This is just a very simple part of all of this, and it's pretty intricate. I'm a little worried doing this stuff like before the Redstone update finishes, because if just one little thing changes, I might have to redo all this. So hopefully things are stable now. Okay, and that's about it. So let's put water in. Hopper might be nicer, but it does make it more complicated. There we go. And I would like note blocks to play like for each, like a different tune for each different food we give them. It's actually a good thing I didn't put the hopper right there at this first block, because maybe I would be able to throw it past it. I don't think I can with it at the second block, which is good. And maybe we'll still be able to use a slot somehow. The wiring is like right there though. Hopefully it's not a problem. Well, I think that's about gonna do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as always. Before we go though, there is 2 comments to read, and also I want to show you this location. This is where I've been thinking of putting the library. This area here. It's close to the man cave. That's the beacon for the man cave right there. So it's really not that far away, and we got this awesome mountain area here. And actually this spawner, this one here, this is the one we found in the very first episode in this world. It took me a long time to find this again, but it's like right here. We got kind of, oh, what is this? Have I? Oh, it's just one of these water pools. But yeah, we got like a nice overhang there we could maybe build on, or let's just go up here. We don't need anything huge for the library, although there's no reason we can't build anything huge either. Like this is a nice flat spot if we want to build something pretty big. Good view of the area up here. More arches there. I gotta say, like, my world here, I think the generation turned out really nice. Like, that was one thing I was really worried about when I first generated this world. That would be all flat and plain, but I got some really cool mountains. This is actually really close to cloud level too. It's not something you get too often. Oh, actually, library on that floating thing. I think I might have pointed this out before, but I love this floating island. Come on. Yeah. This could be a cool spot. Fairly big, fairly spacious. Again, a good view. It's not that far away. Let's go down, see what it looks like from below. That is pretty cool. Alright, anyway, here are the comments for today. Etho, the lag from your HD high definition videos is making the videos buffer like crazy. I love your videos, but I can't stand buffering. Can you stop doing HD? You know what, guys? I'll be honest with you. One of the big reasons I wanted to do HD is because I thought it was going to put an end to the why no HD comments, you know, because I was getting tons of those, and they're really annoying to see all the time because I've explained many times why I didn't do HD. Now I'm doing HD, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's an HD," you know, or I can't stand the buffering, you know. And I get these new annoying comments. Not that it's only this guy. A lot of people are doing it, and I guess I'll just have to live with it. But seriously, guys, I can't be the only guy that's ever done HD on YouTube. Like, to stop buffering, you just lower the quality. It's not complicated. Come on, give me a break. Alright, sorry for ripping into that so bad. Anyway, next comment. Hey Etho, if you want a hopper to collect items, but also hold its inventory if supplied with a redstone signal, place the hopper so that its output faces sideways, and then place a hopper underneath the first. If you apply redstone signal to the underneath hopper, the above hopper will collect items, but hold its inventory. If there is no power, the above hopper will output items to the underneath hopper. And that's actually a really good suggestion. So like today with those minecarts, that's basically what I was doing or trying to do. But you can also do that with hoppers alone without needing a minecart. And that's what he's telling me here. You do it like this. Have it sideways so it's not pointing into the hopper. And then if you power this bottom one, like so, and then you put an item on top, it can still go into that hopper, but it won't pass through the system. This one holds it until you let it through. So that's definitely another good way of doing it, and it's a good thing to keep in mind if you need to figure out that situation. The minecarts do work good for what I'm doing because I need the inventory space, but for other things, the hopper method might be better. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Have a good day.